I tried so hard and it's still not loading. You guys can see me, right? My internet didn't just absolutely fail.
Yeah,
Nice.
we are.
Okay. We're getting there.
When the
Um,
intro music ends, typically that's when we're live.
Sorry, I was focused on. Is anybody else's YouTube working? Do we have people watching us right now?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's
We have
just my
15.
YouTube. It's just my YouTube that's not loading. Interesting. Hi, everyone. Welcome to A Broken Live on Two Wheels, your weekly motorcycle your
Boom.
mostly weekly motorcycle
Periodic.
live show. Periodic table of live shows.
Iceman Moto,
Hey.
send me a DM on Instagram. We have a prize for you. The first
What's the
person to
prize?
notice what the fuck is on Chase's face. That took 2 seconds.
I guess we're doing random prizes for random actions by our viewers today.
We love random prizes.
I don't know what the prize is yet, but message me on Instagram.
I got
figure
one
it
in
out.
mind.
There you
Pat
go.
just wants messages on Instagram. He's just like, hey, anybody, just fucking shoot me a message.
You made
I
a
want
typo
somebody
in the
to talk
chat.
with.
Talk to me.
Pat's over here begging for communication with people. Oh,
Here, let me demonetize already. Suck my dick and balls.
I was doing such a good job. And you even prefaced it. You knew. You thought to yourself, I'm going to cuss right now.
Mm-hmm.
As you eat your cookies, you mother...
Dude, I got the Star Wars Oreos. Of course it blurs it. They're so good.
All right, guys, we're going to talk motorcycles at some point today. We don't know when that's going to happen, but it'll happen at some point. First off, we'll address the elephant in the room. Patrick, tell us all about these Oreos. Nobody knew they existed.
Yo, they're so fucking good. So you can get them at some grocery stores, but Paige, my wife, ordered them online. You either get red ones or blue ones for light side or dark side.
Is the filling red or blue?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so the cookies are still brown or black? I guess brown.
Brown, I guess. Yeah, but they have like all different Star Wars characters on them. They're cute.
Ah, very cool. Okay. In less obvious news, I have a nose strip on today, as some of you have noticed. So
That's
I
less
normally
obvious
sleep in
somehow?
these.
You
It
do?
is. It's slightly obvious. No, no, I'm so pale. You guys normally couldn't see. Had I not been at a track all day yesterday, and my face would have been like the normal, super white and pale, you guys might not have noticed. But I'm testing out wearing one of these, just personally, not for a video or anything, because everybody here knows my nose is crooked as fuck. Damn it, my nose is crooked. Which is called...
You made it 5 minutes.
Listen.
I'll fix that in the podcast edit.
So I made it 5 minutes. That's a good thing. So I have a deviated septum, which means my nose is crooked, which means I can't really breathe out of my nose. So Heather got me these things. Check this out. All right. So there's like these little magnets on the side, like little Band-Aids. And then this little thing, you guys can't even hear me. This little thing has magnets on it, and then it just goes boop, and it opens your nose up. And if what Heather has told me is true, everybody that's normal can I can get a full breath through my nose. This is fascinating for me.
The Discord keeps like cutting the breathing out. Try it again.
Oh. No. You guys,
almost got him. Almost got him.
Anyway, so when it's normal, when I'm sleeping, I have to sleep with my mouth open, which dries your mouth out, blah, 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 blah.
And makes you snore.
Yeah. This, though, I can literally, I could go running, and I could run with my mouth shut. I know that doesn't, this is probably sounding really dumb for a lot of people, but the people out there that have a deviated septum are going to be like, you could run with your mouth shut? That will be life-changing. Anyway.
You could run?
Period.
That's the end of the statement.
I always made the joke, if I ever got kidnapped, and you know how the stereotypically in the movie somebody gets kidnapped and they duct tape their mouth, I would suffocate and die. I would not survive the kidnapping if they duct tape my mouth shut. True, no lie.
Mitch Canic? Mechanic. The magnets are on the outside of his nose, not on the inside.
Yeah. The magnet's on the out part of the nose, and then this kind of bridges and opens them up. It's super cool. So as we have new people in the show, they'll keep asking, and now you guys can be like, this is what it is. Blah, blah, blah.
I thought it was some new Apple feature that was trying to interfere with your visuals again.
Oh, that means I can do the little things. I can make things pop up. No, it only works like this. Okay. Anyway, that's my nose thing. So now we can talk motorcycles. It's out of the way. And I'm going to be breathing in through my nose the whole episode.
I believe in you.
Gosh, how great is that? Wow. Amazing. Anyway.
So what's been going on in C2 Dub land?
I'm broken, Ghost. I'm absolutely broken.
Yeah,
so I don't know if you were on the old Instagrams yesterday, but some of you guys know that we've had a Buell Hammerhead 1190 in the garage, and we've got the whole press loan thing. So for the first time ever, a company was like, "Hey, we'll loan you a bike, but we don't get a lot of buts, but we want you to do a track review." And I was like, okay.
Oh no, you convinced me.
Yeah.
Twisted my arm. I've got to do a track review that you'll pay for? Shit.
So yesterday, me, Pat, and Dooley were up at Atlanta Motorsports Park.
Old Duels.
Got there at 10?
Early.
Yeah, we got there at 10 because we obviously we had to set up and everything.
No, we got there at like 9. Oh no, we were running late. We did get there late.
Bro, we fucking left my house at 9:03.
We were supposed to get there at like 9:30.
Yeah. So we got there at 10 and we were shooting until 7:45. It was a long day, and I spent like 90% of the day in a tracksuit, and my shoulder and my arms and my legs are destroyed, and somehow my shoulder is screwed. Like, I don't know what's happening. I took 2 Advil earlier, and like it took it from a 9 to like a 6. So I'm just a broken man, Ghost. My nose is broken, my everything's. I'm surprised I'm even here, if I'm gonna be honest.
That is surprising.
But we got great footage. Just saying.
Nice. So you're doing like you've done the first ride on the Buell, so now you're doing a track kind of review of it.
We kind of got thrown a curveball when we got there yesterday because there's 2 ways to get on track. There's regular laps, like you got a 20-minute motorcycle session because obviously bikes can't be out there with cars and all that kind of shit. So every hour we'd get a 20-minute session, but to get on the track during those sessions, because of some new insurance that they have, you cannot have anything attached to the outside of your helmet. So
GoPros.
Exactly. Nothing.
GoPro, no Bluetooth, nothing.
Yep. So we weren't able to get any POV footage, but we basically ended up getting. You can attach a camera to the motorcycle, so we got like third person perspective shots throughout the day, and then going at however fast we wanted to go, and then that was our kind of learn the bike, because like riding a bike on the road's one thing. Learning to ride it on the track is an entirely different thing. So like there's not a lot real crossover that goes along with that. So we spent the entire day riding the bike, making notes, getting bike shots. And then at the end of the day at 5, AMP closes down and they let us have the track to do whatever we wanted to from 5 to 7. So we got the camera car out there. We did roller photos. I did a moto vlog on track. So that's kind of how we're going to do it.
And you can put the cameras back on.
Yeah, at 5 to 7, they don't give a shit. Like, we're literally like, so to do my motovlog on track, I literally am in my tracksuit. I've got my regular motovlogging helmet on. I've got my phone in my tracksuit, and I'm looking at my phone, my notes, like, okay, cool, talk about the power delivery, mention this. I'd put my phone up. I'd ride a little bit, like ride as long as I needed to on track. Whenever I got done saying that, I would literally just stop in the middle of the track, just unzip my riding suit, or my tracksuit, and just be like, okay, talk about it. Okay, cool. Zip it back up, and then just stopping in the middle of a damn track is the strangest thing ever when you've spent the entire day going 100 miles an hour down this road. So it's fascinatingly strange.
5 to 7 is C2 dub unsanctioned.
Basically, yeah. So the only thing about that time is it's like parade lap rules, which means you can't go over like 60 to 65. So that's the only rule we really have. We can go backwards on the track. We can do whatever the hell we want.
Mm-hmm.
So AMP has like
cool.
shout out to AMP, Atlanta Motorsports Park. Those guys are so cool to work with. And the track is fantastic, but like they're just so chill about YouTubers and being able to like come out and film stuff, and I don't know, they've just been super cool to work with. Hope we get to do more track reviews in the future.
Well, yeah, and that's publicity for them too. Because I mean, even for a while, I didn't know that there was a track up there in North Georgia in the middle of nowhere.
Dude, all they have to do, the only cost there is no cost for them, because whether we were going to be there or not, that was a member day, which is the days we can come there and shoot. So all they do is give us member day access. So it costs them literally no money to have us up there. I mean, I guess there's the worry that if we did something like crash or something, you know, insurance and all that kind of stuff could happen, but that's going to happen with members anyway. So, I mean, the cost for them is next to zero, and you get the free publication, you get all the footage that's going to have come off your track. Like, it's a real win-win when you think about it like that, but
for sure,
there's no other track that's ever been that cool to work with for us. So it's really nice to have those guys an hour away.
Nice.
Long story. Sorry.
No, that's
go
cool.
that deep on it.
No, I think it's pretty cool. Sometimes people can hear kind of like what's happening behind the scenes. I think this is a good platform to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So awesome. Well, anything else big coming up that you want to give the inside scoop on?
Dooley's headed out of town this weekend.
Out of town. What a cute term to use for going to Austria.
Yeah.
Good day, mate.
No, not Australia.
Not Australia.
Austria.
Yeah, so Dooley's headed out to do a damn tire launch in Austria with our buddies at Continental.
Yup.
This is happening.
Yeah, he leaves on Sunday.
He leaves on Sunday. You have something coming up, right? What is that?
That's not till... Yeah, Royal Enfield event middle of July.
Ah, the middle of July.
I know what that bike is now.
Oh, when did you find that out?
Not allowed to say, huh?
You were literally at my house an hour and a half ago. Did you find out then and now?
Mm-hmm.
What is it, the Hunter 350?
Mm-mm.
Is it a 650?
Over a 600.
No.
Okay.
Is 650 still their largest motor right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, 650 is the biggest Royal Enfield motor there is?
Right now? Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. We should do an episode on Royal Enfield.
Mm-hmm. How long is Sony's warranty on the A7 III? Or on any of their cameras?
What?
I'm curious.
And playing left field, Patty Rick.
That sounds like hey, why don't you just ask AI that after the show? That seems like that's some sort of thing.
Hey, Patty, you get a prize for the weirdest segue.
Good God.
Oh, I can't wait
for
to
the
give away more
motorcycles.
prizes.
Never get motorcycle.
You get a squeegee and you get a squeegee.
Okay, 2-year warranty. All right.
Oh my God, you literally looked it up.
Yeah, SAI.
Wow.
Well, I'm debating if I want to buy
fucking terrible.
an additional 2-year warranty, but if it's got a 2-year warranty, I'm not worried about it. I'm probably going to break it within 2 years anyway, so it's fine.
Jesus Christ. Pat, your brain.
I got a lot of ADHD. I got to multitask if you guys don't want to hear about it. So.
Oh my God.
That's fair.
Okay. We're gonna wrap this all the way around, because you know what, Pat? The thing about that A7 III is it's great at taking photos. Speaking of taking photos, we're going to go to our Moto Photos section where you guys post photos in our Discord of your motos.
Yeah, I planned it.
Shout out to all our Discord members.
I planned it. I also, had to get away from that NDA Iceman nose.
Oh, if you did not plan shit.
No, but y'all were starting to ask me questions about a bike that I know about you're not supposed to know about, or, well, the internet's not supposed to know about, so I had to get away from that.
Who gives a
Let
shit?
me make sure I'm doing my
soundboard's really
screen
quiet
correctly.
Who gives a
Screens.
shit?
That screen.
There we go.
Go live. Let's show some member motorcycles from Tail of the Dragon. All right, we got Discord user Nighthawk016 on a Kawasaki Z900 or 650. Do we know the difference?
900.
900 on the dragon. That boy's about a centimeter from dragging that left foot either as well. So got to get that butt off that bike because I am a fellow boot dragger. I found this out yesterday. My puck on my race suit was less scratched up than my boot was. So I'm a guy that uses this area of the boot way more than I should.
Yeah.
Awesome bike, fun road, good for him. Okay. Oh god, it froze. Don't you freeze on me, bitch. There we go. Next up, Discord user the EMS Project on the S1000 XR out in the desert of something. This looks like a Texas or a Nevada place.
Nevada, I believe.
Know? Nevada? Yeah, solid spot. Also, what a great bike for touring.
That thing is a super sport posing as a sport tourer.
Right? I know, and it's comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, other than the ergos, it's like, no, I'm a sport bike. I'm a super sport.
Has your video come out? You said you were riding one the other day, right?
I did one back in October. Yeah.
So. Oh, okay. So, like, what do you feel about a bike that's a sport bike posing as a touring bike? Just quick one-liner.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard to tell in a 15-minute demo ride. It'd be interesting to see how I felt after an hour on it. I mean, it was comfortable initially, but the seat is like really kind of like the back part of the seat really like cups your butt too, which is kind of weird and yet satisfying.
Kind of weird yet satisfying. I'll take.
I mean that usually happens when your butt gets cupped.
That's what she said.
But good God.
But no, like it was one of those things where it's like I'm snug. It's that comfortable kind of snug thing, but over time you might feel like I want a little bit more wiggle room. But
that's fair.
But yeah,
it holds you in a spot pretty tight.
But the power behind it, like, dude, that thing was just ready to just be like, let's go.
Absolutely.
Like they didn't detune it for so.
Right. Full beans. Let's go have fun. All right, guys. Final little note is for the SmortCon event 2024. Ghost, tell them all about it.
SmortCon, the third annual, believe it or not. We've been getting together, just a bunch of people from Discord. If you don't know what Smort is, then sorry. But
this is the perfect spot for you.
Because we still don't even know what it is. But no, this is really kind of the sub-community within the Discord that we just come together, have a good time, go on some rides. We're planning a little bit more riding this year. Then we have like a cookout together. And we're going to be in western North Carolina in the mountains. So maybe hitting Tail of the Dragon, Cherry Hollow Skyway, Foothills Parkway. We may even take an excursion to Buc-ee's.
You guys are going to have a fantastic time with the roads up there.
Oh, yeah. And they just repaved the Dragon. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just got done. And
the word from old D3 is that it's good. So
that's awesome. I can't wait to see y'all's videos from there. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. That's Moto Photos. Shout out to you guys that share your photos of your motos, and you guys keep posting them. We'll keep sharing them.
There you go.
Yeah, buddy.
I hosted a thing.
Woo-hoo. You hosted a thing.
I hosted a thing. Who would have thought I could?
Well, I mean, given that you had the wrong mic when you came in.
The wrong video.
Twice. The wrong video.
Twice,
your video was coming from your phone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So, shoulders gone. Had a giant bruise on my chest. Don't know how.
You have a splint on your nose.
Yeah. I have whatever that is. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So.
All in all, it's a pretty great day, though, honestly.
Don't worry, fam. Chase is going to make it. We just... It takes
That's a village. What we've been told.
Am strong.
It takes a village.
It does. God, Jesus Christ, it does. I didn't know my mic could go up this high. I've raised my chair. Can you guys tell that I'm higher up?
A little
bit. Do you guys like the slightly upward presence I have of you guys? Does it make me look strong and commanding?
Strong.
Okay, cool.
What's our topic for today?
Hybrids apparently.
Hybrids.
Birds.
Hybrids. Yeah. So this is kind of prompted because we had talked, Chase, earlier about doing a deeper dive because we've talked on the surface about, Kawasaki's got the hybrids, and now they're actually out on the showroom floors.
Right.
I know that there's
cool.
a couple local to Atlanta. I think Mountain Motorsports has one in one of their dealerships here. It's probably one of those things where every dealership's probably getting one for this year at least, because it's kind of a thing. But kind of just dive deep in on that, but then also kind of getting a bird's eye view of like, what does this mean for the alternative fueling? Is this a segue to electric bikes better? Because, that's always a topic that we come into every once in a while, but kind of maybe the state of the motorcycle address in regards to how they're powered.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting.
So,
And yeah, we've mentioned it here and there on random episodes, and we've gone off on a couple tangents of it, but yeah, I think this will be a super interesting conversation, and we can just talk about it here, like talk all about like where we think the goods, bads, and all that kind of stuff, and it'll be good to have a whole episode on it. So good topic choiceage.
Yeah, and I think we've said before, and you said this, is that hybrid is like a great next step in the evolution. Because, we've seen it, and regardless of what your feelings are on it, the electric vehicle route, whether it's cars or motorcycles, it kind of goes in waves. We're certainly not there yet, but sometimes there's some momentum behind it. There's the up and comers, and then there's just, we're not there yet. Right. And then there's another surge. We get a little closer, and then we're still not there.
Right.
But I think the hybrid is the good gap for that. But
yeah, I do too. Just there's so many people that worry going electric, and to be fair, there's a lot of situations where electric would make no sense. Like if I was going to do like major touring, like an iron butt, I would not want to do an electric bike.
Right.
It would not make sense to ride 100 miles and then sit somewhere for 3 hours. So, or however, whatever the numbers are.
At least an hour, probably.
Yeah, exactly. So there are definitely situations, but I think the vast majority of people like would really enjoy electric bikes if they actually spent the miles on them. But electric bikes are still in like an early phase where my thought with an electric car, like we don't have an electric car, but I considered us getting one before we got our Subaru. And one of my like defining numbers at the time was what was the longest trip Heather and I would normally take throughout the year? Not the long, like we're going to go on some big trip, but like the ones that happen every year.
Seeing family, things like that.
Exactly, yeah. And I remember thinking her dad lived, I want to say it was like 350 miles away. And that's the longest one of our family members is away. So I was like, okay, cool. If we got an electric car, it would have to be able to make it the longest distance that we would go in one shot in one day consistently for me to even consider it. So with a car, you have so much more space. So 350 miles, that many of them can do that now. But with a motorcycle, my metric would be if I'm going to have a motorcycle, I want it to be able to have as many miles as I'll need. And this is only my specific metric based on where I am and where my fun roads are. My metric for a motorcycle is I want to be able to wake up on a Sunday. I want to go to the mountains and ride all day. And then I want to ride all the way home. And I don't want to have to charge it all. And I think I would need like at least 150 to 200 miles of range in order to do that without having to charge. I wouldn't mind battery swapping, because like if I was on a regular bike, I'd have to hit a gas station. So I wouldn't mind battery swapping, but I'm not really one of those guys that likes to, there are some people that like, I'm going to go ride in the mountains, and then they go and they get to the mountain and they just sit there and talk in the mountain. I'm not one of those guys. That's not really what I'm there for. I'm there to like actually ride around. So that's my kind of need out of an electric bike if I was going to own one. So that's been my kind of holdback on. Like, I'm super excited. I love the idea of electric bikes. I've had a great time riding them. But my one holdup right now is that even the best electric bike with the best mileage, if you get it on the highway, the mileage drops like off of a cliff.
Right.
So
and also when you're riding it hard. So if you're up in the mountains, it may say 150 miles, but you're really going to get like 70.
So what I'm asking a bike to do is take me a highway for an hour, which is the worst case scenario, and then after that hour,
thumbs up in the chat for Chase's emojis.
Right. After that hour, I then want you to do your second worst case scenario, which is the rider riding aggressively. So not only do I need that mileage, I need that mileage to be at the performance rate. So that's kind of where my personal holdup is with electric bikes. If I wanted to get I have thought about the idea of I don't know the model, but Zero makes the FX something, I believe, the little supermoto-y one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the cheapest one, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think that one would be super fun as a, the mileage is the lowest, but if I got that bike, I could totally see, like, back when me and Yummy used to go, like, mess around and, like, just go explore stuff, I could totally see that bike in that kind of user case, because you're not really going fast. It's not about, like, highway. It's about, like, exploring, and that would be fun to do on an electric bike, but the price is still, like, way too high for me to even think about that. But I could see using that kind of bike for that. But it sucks though. I'm sitting back waiting for technology to catch up, honestly. But that's what I think hybrids. That's where the beauty of a hybrid is, because like a hybrid's not going to help me because I'm already sold on the electric stuff. I just need their numbers to start making sense. But the vast majority are not like that,
Real quick, Smallbore was the first one to do a thumbs up in the chat when I said so. So Smallbore, message me. You're going to get a prize.
Hey,
prizes left and right.
Bow, 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 bow. Hey,
we don't know what it is, and I may have to look in my pocket to find something for you. But
this is hilarious. Hey, the next person to do something gets this Allen key. Well, my camera.
Hey, don't say it if you're not going to ship it out to him.
Let's be honest. I'm going to make Patrick send it out, so I don't care.
That's right. I was like, you're not sending out anything.
This beautiful, look at this. Look at this beautiful piece of craftsmanship.
What size is it? You gotta let the people know, see if they even want it.
No, absolutely not. No, if you want to know the size, if you're worthy of this,
it's a 2.5.
This is the size.
If you're worthy of the size,
it's the same.
If you're worthy of it, you don't even need the size.
Let me look. Hold on. I know where you got that.
Yes, it's a quad log.
Yep. it's a quad log. It's a 3. So, I'm sorry. It's not a 2.5.
Nerd. So
program.
Going back, the reason I love hybrids is because I don't think a lot of people that ride gas bikes realize like how much fun you can have on electric and how different the power delivery can be. So I love the idea. Yeah, like crazy torquey. Yeah, just instantly. So I love the idea of a hybrid because it's going to appeal to the people that want even better gas mileage, which some motorcyclists care about because motorcycles just natively get good gas mileage. But with some of the stuff we've kind of mentioned about the hybrid that Kawasaki's putting out is, I mean, yes, you can use the whole like gas hybrid combo to get good gas mileage, and you can go just electric and be silent, which is kind of neat. But it sounded like they also put some of that little boost stuff, which is like you're just exhausting the battery. I'm sure we'll get into it. I have no idea what we're getting into the show. I'm just here to talk.
Here in a minute we'll kind of deep dive like into the features of it. But
right. I just love the idea of them kind of like teasing them, like, hey, there's a boost feature, and then people are going to be like, oh man, the boost stuff's really cool. Then a little while down there, they're like, wait, if I had boost all the time, what? And then they get into electric bikes. So I see it as a good
speed boy.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry to go long on that, Ghost.
No, that's fine.
I'm gonging myself.
Gangnam style. That's different. Anyway,
nope.
So kind of just to go back to say out loud for the problems with electric right now is, like, as you said, the recharge time. You don't want to go somewhere and then wait an hour even to recharge, even using one of the superchargers, because those still take a long time.
Right.
So there is that. And then there's the range anxiety, because battery technology is slowly creeping up to where I think some of the electric bikes now, they claim, 150 miles, which is not bad.
They say that, but that's 150 miles going regular road speed, and the second you get on the highway, 150 turns into 80. Maybe
Right.
it might turn into 70. So yeah.
and with like a gas powered motorcycle, if it says you get 150 and you're on the throttle, you get 120 or something.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't cut into it as
drop
much.
as dramatically. Yeah.
That, and then also just the infrastructure. It's just not there.
Yeah.
But battery
you're gonna pull into a gas station and be like, "Hey, can I plug in?" Like, you're gonna be there for 4 days.
And speaking of the battery swapping, maybe this should have been in Quick Shifter, but it's not. But like that kind of conglomerate company that the big four in Japan made, where they have the battery swap scooters. They've done that in like either Indonesia or the Philippines, and now they're doing it in Colombia, South America. So it seems like it's getting a little traction where, you just one battery out, one battery in, like your propane tank.
It's essentially the same as a gas station, right? Like, imagine instead of like putting the thing in your car and just filling it up, imagine if you like pulled out a little gas cell and put the other gas. It'd actually be faster than a gas station.
Yeah, I feel like this is. I noticed this last year when I went to F1 Miami. They had these battery packs like that you recharge your phone with in these kiosks or whatever. You walk up, you punch on the screen or you scan the QR code. You pay the I think it's like $5, and you pop the thing out. You carry it around with you while you're at this event, and then at the end of the day, you pop it back in to its little home, and that way you have mobile battery for your phone or whatever device you have, and at the end of the day you pop it back. So like, it's being done on a very small scale. So I'm personally a huge fan of the idea of like hot swapping batteries. That would be super cool. And there's a couple of bikes that do it.
Well, if you imagine if you got to the point where, I'm only thinking of this because I have to shoot a wedding tomorrow, and I'm thinking of all the batteries I have on charge, and I'm like, what if there was let's pretend battery swapping becomes a thing, right? And then it becomes really popular. A gas station's only going to have, or a fill-up station's only going to have a certain amount of batteries. So on a super busy day, what's going to happen?
Well, so I think you have at first you're probably only going to need like 4 or 5 of them.
Right, but also I'm saying like further down the road when like things are popping and like, all motorcycles are like that. Batteries take time. Like battery does not fill up instantly. So there is going to be a situation where they're like, "What? Hey, we got one at 75, but all the other ones are at 25." Like, I'm going to grab the 75 one, and then they're stuck with like, you're going to roll up to a station, have 0 miles left, and then it's like, hey, we only have 25% charges left.
Hey, 75% off price.
You pay
for how much charge.
Yeah, you pay per percent or whatever. That
bro, you get 25%. You just hot swap to the next gas. Like, you're going like fuel station to fuel station.
I would imagine those chargers can be like 240 volt, like super fast chargers. The unit itself has a bunch of cooling fans in it or something like that. Fireworks. I imagine like there's going to be a way to make those really fast.
And from all the photos I've seen of it, it's like a big bank where there's probably like it's a 5x5, so maybe there's 25 batteries there.
Yeah, they're huge.
When these things are coming up, you're probably only going to have a couple customers a day, if that. But if you kind of start hitting that threshold, you just buy another unit of 25, and it's just like another gas.
You just like modularly build it out as per necessary.
Now, again, that's where you have to still look at the
you got
structure of things.
Treat it like
the electric grid.
The damn, if you remember the Redbox kiosks.
Yeah.
You walk up to it, rent a movie out of this kiosk. Now Amazon's got these drop boxes fucking everywhere, and I know that you could go into Kroger and Food Lion and certain other, I think Publix as well now. Like you can order your food online, walk in, pop it out of like a little locker, and take it with you and leave.
That's interesting. If you so that would be interesting. So then there is an app that you download, and you're going to be at a certain place at a certain time, and you could go ahead and lock in one of the batteries.
Dude.
There you go.
We got to build an app. Let's get on this. We're going to be trailblazers.
Right, exactly. Those guys that were making that weird motorcycle show on the internet, they were telling it before it happened.
CJ Pilot has a great question. How would those stations handle power outages? I mean, obviously, they charge and then they're just maintaining their charge all the time. It's not like that it supercharges it when you reserve it or whatever, or when you pick it up. So...
the big unit itself could have like a big battery, like a Tesla power wall or something type of thing.
I think what I love in Alpharetta, there is like a bank of like probably 10 Tesla superchargers and 2 giant diesel generators that power all of those superchargers.
So if they need a gas powered generator, they're at a gas station.
That's a decent point. Actually,
that does kind of just totally defeat the whole.
Yeah, we're only talking about outages. Like outages are going to be the vast minority of the time. So it worst case scenario. Also, I feel like any gas station, you know how all the gas stations have that giant like ceiling over all the stuff. Any of those gas stations that don't have that shit full of damn solar panels are just pissing money away.
Mm-hmm.
Like. You have an area that's already flat to, avoid rain if it's going to, so it doesn't rain on your customers, and it's flat and it's pointed towards the damn sun. So like, just, especially at that point, like imagine that could be charging your batteries and save you money on your electric bill.
Mm-hmm.
Could be cool.
Hundo P. Yeah.
Hundo P.
So I mean, the big thing is why hybrids make sense out of all that is it still has the internal combustion engine, which keeps the battery charged if it is considered a, quote, strong hybrid or full hybrid, which is what these Kawasaki bikes are, meaning you don't ever have to plug them in. So
right, okay.
So they regenerate themselves with the combustion engine. So
you get all the pros of electric without having the main negative, which is charging.
So I mean, I think it works just like a hybrid car. I mean...
Yeah, and it's. I think it's an enhancement. Maybe you don't get all the electric features because you still have to rely on that combustion engine at times at least to recharge itself. But you certainly get more mileage. You've got just EV only modes.
Yeah, I wonder if they've got like a really sensitive, because a lot of people don't realize on your car you have an alternator that spins very, very quickly because it's a really small pulley that's run by your crankshaft pulley. So like, it's charging your battery at idle. A motorcycle does not charge its battery at idle, traditionally. You're not spinning the stator quick enough, aka the alternator for a bike. So I wonder if they have a different, like a high sensitivity stator that you're on electric mode. Maybe the engine's only running at idle to charge the battery, or if it's got to be idled up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know, but
like it idles high or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
or it could.
Well, it's got some different modes and different characteristics.
I don't know. I'd need to do some research. That'd be cool.
So we'll deep dive in on that after the.
We're going to do that research live on the internet, Pat.
We are. So
here we go.
We can go ahead and hit the quick shifter, and then after that, we'll go into the Ninja 7 itself, and there's also the Z7, but it's basically the same bike, just different fairing.
Yeah, Ninja's more popular. Let's go with that one.
Ninja's more popular. And I was going to say this earlier, but they have filed a patent for a Versus 7 hybrid.
I saw that.
Of course,
I saw that.
But
that'd be the best one though, because then you get
honestly
the gas mileage is super helpful on the touring side of things.
Kawasaki, if you're listening, I will test that for you. Let's just look at Pat.
Yeah, can we everybody make Pat big? Let's all just stare at him. Everybody in the chat, put that little the eyes emoji, and let's all just stare at him. Let's see how many of you guys can react that fast. I don't even think he can hear us, so he has no idea that the chat's gonna have the eyes emoji in there. So let's get everybody in there.
Man, this would be the best thing to clip right now. Let's read his lips. What do you think he's saying in the chat?
Yeah, you guys. So after you post your eye emojis, post what you think he's saying in the chat, and just put in quotes and just what you think.
Oh, let's talk for him.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Oh, Paige just ordered me new underwear.
Oh, but it's the pink kind. I like the blue kind. There you go. Nice job, Ben.
But you can't even see it when the lights are turned off, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, that's a good point. I only like the glowing stuff.
Oh man, is this my ID?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull out my ID on the internet, so if somebody can clip it. There you go, guys. Awesome. All the eyes. Oh yeah, no. 257-738942. Yep. Expiration code is 321.
Right.
Expiration
Okay, bye,
date.
guys.
Oh, got you.
Yep.
072.
And so that's why I think the hybrid is really going to benefit.
Oh, that's a
everyone in
good
the
point,
long run.
Ghost. Yeah, no, that's I didn't even think about that, honestly. That's a good point though.
Y'all are talking mad shit. I know you are.
What are you talking about? We're literally talking hybrids. We were waiting to do the quick shirt. We're chatting hybrids.
Sorry. Yeah, that was Josh from Royal Enfield. Needs some more info from me.
Oh, way to be a royal jerk about it.
Am I right?
I mean, they're coming across problems booking my flights.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Oh,
I also have your credit card, turns out.
Yeah, don't put that on the internet.
I'm not gonna.
Bucher.
I get to see it by the house tomorrow.
Hey, Revzilla reported that motorcycle manufacturers are offering incredible financing rates right now due to a combination of higher stocks of vehicles and slowing sales, likely due to some inflation and people feeling the pinch. So, but I've seen a few of those promos out, popping up about, 0.99 and cash back, even on 24 models. So,
yeah, I know Yamaha's running on a couple of different bikes, including the T7. I think they're running.
I know you're gonna say the T7 because I bet Yamaha's emailing the shit out of you about T7.
Yeah, they are. You're damn right. I think they've got a deal right now. I'm pulling it up. On normal bikes, as low as 5.99 for 36 months and $2,000 company cash, customer cash on Tracer 9 GTs, which is a great deal.
Oh,
a quick question regarding this: how many of you guys actually finance bikes? Ghost, have you ever financed a bike?
I am currently, because a Versus 1000 with all the bells and whistles is still a lot.
Fancy,
but
fancy.
I did it through my credit union, not through the.
What about you? You ever financed a bike?
I have not financed a bike. No.
Interesting.
I'm not against it. But it has to be. I know we had a really good conversation last year on an episode about buying bikes and financing and things like that. If it's something that is you're building your credit and you don't necessarily need to finance it, but it's something that you want to do, and basically you could buy it, wait 90 or 120 days, and pay the whole damn thing off. Do it. If it's something that it's a main mode of transportation, Ghost, and you want to have something that's really nice and you're a responsible fucking adult and you make decent money, then finance it. Whatever. Again, Ghost. So I get financing it, but I also understand that in my opinion, if you're not a very experienced rider, if you're a newer rider, don't go financing a bike. If there's a good possibility you're gonna crash it or hurt it in some way, do not go financing a bike.
Yeah, the general rule I kind of tell people is if you're brand new, small bike, used bike, pay cash. It's kind of
that's dude. I should make that into a video, the 3 rules of getting your first bike.
Small bike, used bike, pay cash.
Now, obviously, that's not for everyone, but anyway.
No,
so,
everyone, every single one of them.
Good promotions out there.
So aggressive.
Yeah. Anyway, next on the list, Yamaha was investigated and found to have been falsifying some test results recently on some models, specifically the R1, resulting in a halt of production and shipment.
And a stop sale.
And a stop sale, which after the fact we found it was only for Japan. There are still shipments to US. But what they were falsifying was just noise tests.
Yeah, how loud they were.
It would be an R1.
But yes. So people probably hear that, it was the noise test. Who cares? But it's also Yeah, but if you're being a little meh about the noise, what else are you? I don't know.
I mean,
of all the
it's-
of all the companies, Yamaha's kind of the biggest surprise of that because Yamaha just seems to have every I dotted and every T crossed with everything they do. So
And
that's
they're a music company too. They deal with sound. Why are
Of
they having
anybody
problems with noise?
of any of the companies that should have been able to have the best equipment possible to test the noise rating, Yamaha is also the best company that should have been able to do that. Tisk tisk Yamaha. How dare you?
it's
But
like
yeah, I'm
when
not sponsored. I'm not paid by them,
Volkswagen.
see?
Here's the thing: everybody, I'd be willing to bet everybody lies on these tests because that's what they found out with Volkswagen a couple years ago when they were lying about their diesel emissions. And turns out, no, they lie about all of their emissions on all of their cars. And then they investigated the rest of Audi Group and found out all of them are lying. And then they investigated Nissan and Renault, and they're lying. And it just turns out everybody lies about it because it's
Do you think this
a
is
bunch
just
of
the
horse shit.
realization that we should all have that everybody thinks it's like a giant company and everything's very specific and very structured, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to one guy who's just like, it'll be fine. And like if one guy is
probably is.
it'll be fine, and you multiply that by the 10 to 15 other people that have to say something before it goes to another
Yeah.
company, like
Oh, if
you
Joe
like,
signed
well,
off on this,
dude.
it's fine.
Yeah, we
Yes.
trust Joe, and
That's it.
Joe said it's cool, so we're just going to say it's cool.
He's
That's
been here
why
for 25
150
years.
Yeah, 150 horsepower. Yeah, thereabouts. It's 148, and then the other guy's like 150. Yeah, somewhere thereabouts. Okay, it gets like smaller or bigger and bigger, just farther away from the actual.
Don't talk to Kawasaki. It's a 451. Oh, 500.
No comment.
Samsonite.
Not even.
Well, that 451 is in the hybrid. Anyway, next thing.
And they're
KTM
calling it
recently,
a 7 for some fucking reason.
well, when you add the electric motor to it.
We'll get there.
power-
We'll get there,
yeah.
Pat. Don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get there.
Next, KTM recently showed off a prototype adventure bike with an automatic transmission, joining the likes of Honda and BMW.
Mm-hmm.
So another option out there. Just
Yeah, I think we talked about that last show. It was brought up
like with the BMW because
with the BMW, and I was like, "Hold on, I think KTM announced that shit this morning." A week later,
Yeah,
turns out
and-
KTM had in fact announced it.
And then they showed it off at some event, I think in Germany.
Yeah,
So are we? Do we think that motorcycle manufacturers are just trying to take away the thing that's scariest of starting riding a motorcycle, in hopes to increase the probability that more people will ride? Because like when I started
think
riding,
so.
like the clutch thing was like, I don't know how the hell that works. I had never ridden a manual car. You can't even really find a manual car these days. So there's even less people that know how to manually like use a transmission.
Mhm.
So
use their brain while
Is
driving
this-
is the word you're looking for.
well, I mean, like, is this just the next available thing? Like, you get the cool motorcycle, but you don't have to learn to use your transmission. I don't know. It's
But if the
interesting.
technology is out there to do it, and
if the technology's out there to do it,
and you're not
and
dependent upon having to do that as part of your fun,
that, and
Yeah,
if
and
at the end of the day more people start riding because of it, let's go. Absolutely.
well,
Now, I do want to say that, like, as much grief as I give people that don't drive manual cars, because I want to save all the manual cars, there are people who are, like, physically unable to do these things due to accidents or injuries or carpal tunnel, fucking whatever. Like, great. Like, let's bring the motorcycle industry up higher. But if you have the ability and you just refuse to learn, you go fuck yourself. You're just like, I don't wanna. Like, why not?
because you don't need to. The technology is there and it's efficient and reliable these days.
I mean, I guess.
point.
I think
If I-
everyone should.
If only
drive
there
a
was
manual.
someone who went on a rant about this while riding their ruckus around a neighborhood.
Mm. Mm.
That brings
only
us to
there
the
was
end
a
of the
link.
quick shifter, everyone.
Hey!
Oh, let me officially end the segment.
Ah, yes. He ends it with gonging himself. Love it.
My Gangnam style.
Oop, 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 oop.
What are you open about?
Gundam style.
Oh, I thought he was.
Yeah, dingus.
I thought he was having a Patty Rick brain reset thing.
I mean, that's
No,
also a
that-
fair note.
that
That's
happens.
out here having a stroke, you know.
that happens. Cool. So let's deep dive in on the Ninja 7.
I'll share my screen and we can go through the page.
Okay,
Unless you
cool.
wanted to share your screen.
No, go ahead.
All right, cool. Ninja 7, here we go. Ninja 7 Hybrid.
Right. So let's just go down to, let's just kind of scroll through what's there. So they talk about the features in detail a little bit down below. So let's scroll on down before we get to that. But the Ninja 7, it's based on their new 451 parallel twin. So they're putting that in a lot of things. So that's their big workhorse right now.
And we're okay with that. We love a company embracing a power plant and getting every ounce out of it. We're totally here for that. It makes bikes cheaper for us. So
Yep.
And so it's not terribly bigger than like the Ninja 500 or 650. I mean, its footprint is a little bit bigger, just because it has that battery. It does weigh a little bit more. I think right around 500 pounds. So there's a little bit more weight to it.
Is it just me, or do the photos of this bike make it look really long?
Yeah,
I have a really long wheelbase.
I think its total length is like maybe 3 or 4 inches than the like 500 and 650.
Interesting. So I guess.
Oh, you know what you can do, dude? Do the compare at the top.
Oh, will we be able to put bike to bike?
Let's put the 500 and the 650 with the 7.
Ninja E1. That's not the same one.
No,
right?
that's actually fully electric.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so where's their electric? Oh, okay, that's interesting. This in a total. Oh my God, Kawasaki!
You have to add to compare.
Got it. Okay, so there, I clicked compare.
This is Chase's first time going to Kawasaki's website.
It is.
He never rides them. So.
Wait, okay, that's not the right one. It's this. Okay, add to compare.
Boom.
Okay, and now what are we adding? Wait, where's the rest? Oh, electric. Okay, got it. I'm figuring it out live on the internet. Oh, it removed my compare.
Because now you're in specific categories. Are you in the Ninja category? Okay.
Okay, there you go.
Not the 400. Do the 500.
Well, we can do both. Per Canal all. All right, and then we'll do. There you go. Okay, so now compare selected vehicles. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. All right. Does it have wheelbase on here?
Probably in the details.
It is in the details.
The deets?
Oh, it is longer. It's longer by 6 inches than the 500.
It is almost. It's like 6.5 inches longer than the all-electric bike too.
So it is a longer motorcycle. It's not just the photos. Interesting.
Yeah, of the motos. Okay. The seat height is a little bit taller. Oh yeah, half an inch.
Also the seat height.
Same gas tank, is it? Yeah, and then I think
capacity. Yep.
And then what's the weight? I know the weight is a little bit higher.
Curb weight is 502 versus, and that's ABS. So we need to compare it to the other ABS model, and that's so 502 versus 377, or no, 374. Interesting. So that's
it's got some.
That's a lot heavier.
Yeah,
that is going to be an incredibly noticeable weight difference between a Ninja 500 and a Ninja 7.
Well, it's
interesting.
That big battery in the back, and
we know batteries are not light, so I guess that's not a big surprise. I guess I just didn't expect to see a 120, 130 pound difference. But I mean,
I guess with the battery, the electric motor, and then whatever componentry to make them work together.
Right.
It makes sense. I mean, it's certainly heavier, so you have to watch out for that. But
right,
it's even bigger than the 650.
Yeah, the 650. What is that, like 430 or something? I don't know.
Yeah, the 650 is 423, and then its length is 55.5. So it's 5 inches longer than that.
So the Ninja 7 is looking long and heavy. I wonder. It's interesting they don't have the rake and trail data inside of the details. I wonder if they just haven't updated that or something.
Yeah, not for the Ninja 7. That's weird.
Interesting. Okay, so we will go back to the Ninja 7. We'll keep this up though.
It's extremely similar in all other categories to the 650.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same. It's within a half-inch width. It's within a half-inch height. Same ground clearance, same seat height. Slightly the 650's got a little bit bigger fuel tank, but only a little.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So if we go on down a little bit, we'll get into the features of it. You can click that to explore more, kind of expand that up. But so of course it's the internal combustion engine, the electric motor. You're going to get good fuel economy out of that. I think I saw somewhere like towards 60 miles per gallon. So
Okay.
if that's important to you.
I'm surprised it's only 60 though, because like there's other like regular bikes get 50. You know, like I would imagine if it's a smaller engine that should be fuel efficient and it's battery, I feel like we should be getting like that 70, right?
Maybe. I mean, it also does way more too, so maybe that's taking a little bit
Yeah, it
from
might
it too.
cancel itself out or something.
If we look at the drive modes, it's got 3 drive modes of
sorry.
What?
It has reverse.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my God. Pat just waiting for information.
We're not on that one yet, Pat.
Listen.
How am I going to produce a show when Pat's just over here? Hey,
yelling random information.
Yeah.
Okay, so modes we have Sport, Eco, and EV.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in Eco mode, that's when the internal combustion engine will turn off if you're at a stop, just to conserve fuel or whatever. And then once it gets to 2,000 RPM, it'll kick back in. So much like a lot of hybrids now that just kind of auto off. And then of course EV mode is just the battery itself. So if you're in a little downtown and not going fast, that's where that would come in handy. Or
EV would be cool if you were like, if you're leaving your house in the morning and didn't want to crank the bike up to like leave your neighborhood silently. That could be really neat.
Or if all you kids were going out and didn't want to wake your parents at 2 a.m.
Now that's you putting that out in the world.
You EV it down the street, and that's just what I've been told. So.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's go to Chase's favorite feature on this, which is the next one, the E-Boost. So this is like if you've ever played any like racing video game ever, this is it in real life.
Right.
Now. So basically, this just gives you more output, gives you that torque from the engine where it just spins up and probably just drains your battery too. But it's like a 5-second boost. So
I'm seeing it's 15 seconds.
It says right here 5 on the website.
Anything else you want to say, Pat?
I'm on the website. It says 15.
Huh. So one thing that I don't understand here, it says activating E-Boost temporarily increases overall output to that of a 650cc class machine, right? With E-Boost activated, the Ninja 7 can initially out-accelerate a 1000cc class machine. But a 650 class machine cannot accelerate faster than a 1000 class machine.
I think it's just that initial torque that you get for like that initial acceleration. But
yeah, that wording's not good though, because it's like it can boost into a 650 and it can outperform a 1000. It's like, oh, interesting. Okay,
I think what it means is like overall output. It would be like
unless
what is
there
kind
is
of like a top speed, and then it's got the 1000cc like acceleration. So I think that's
okay.
So it's probably just kind of a generalization anyway, but the idea is that you can get that torque delivery from the electric motor. Yeah, you get a you get a turbo boost for any Knight Rider fans. So
any flight movie where they flip the button up and there's a red button and they hit, like that is what this is.
Don't ever hit the red button.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to take this off a jump. Like they're coming up and then the E-Boost. There
are going to be so many videos of people once like these get out into the markets. I know that they're at some dealerships now, but it's not going to be like the guy that can afford a brand new bike. It's going to be like the kid that gets this bike and just like hits the button. Like it's going to be those like fun videos that are going to like go all over the internet. If it does what it's supposed to do and it's boosty, you know that the first thing somebody's going to do is be like, they're going to go get their buddy with a one. Well, they're gonna get their buddy with a 1000, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, let's actually see." You know what I mean? Like that's what people do. We need to grab one and go to Amp. We need to go to Amp with one of these, and at 5:01, we need to have them lined up on the straight and see what's up.
Hey, man, I really think you should. Well, let's find which Mountain Motorsports has this.
It's Marietta for sure because that's their main Kawasaki dealer.
I don't think it was, but
might be Buford.
But
why
anyway,
the hell would it be Buford? Anyway,
whatever it is, I think you need to get it. You do your first ride on it, do the amp track test. I can do a commute test for you.
There you go.
But no, I really want to see how it performs. I'm like, it's not one that I would just go and buy because this is year one. Year one,
yeah,
you learn a lot, lessons learned,
right.
And that's okay. But I would want to see just everyday usage. But
Ghost, this is a good point that Kawasaki should really listen to, and I touched on it in a video I made this week. But I think, and then I was at that what was it, the Mountain Motorsports' thing on Sunday. Kawasaki is bringing out some really fantastic looking bikes. Like, and I haven't ridden a Kawasaki in a while because the dealership, the Mountain that we work with, doesn't have a lot of Kawasaki's. It's not because I don't want to ride them, but their bikes are looking great. And I'm like, you guys have a good product. Like, get social media people and do press launches or give them bikes so that they can make content. You guys are dropping the heaviest ball right now.
Well, they were there they were there kind of with Honda for a while because Honda was kind of anti-content creator for a while. Yeah. But now, I mean, you guys have been working with him, which is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm hoping Team Green sees that and be like, maybe we oughta. So
I mean, like, I'm hopeful, and I know it'll get there eventually because, like, obviously we're not going anywhere. We're gonna be making content, but it's just, it sucks seeing a company that I'm excited to try stuff out, and Kawasaki's the company that just does whatever the hell they want to do for no damn reason. So it's like,
I appreciate that too.
No, of course, all of the motorcycle of the Japanese manufacturers, Kawasaki in my head, like years and years ago, was like Kawasaki will be the first one to like, hey, we're gonna embrace influencers and get them our motorcycles to make content because you know what? That's kind of the ethos of what we do. We'll do whatever the hell we want because we can. And then it's just like we're now 7-8 years into motorcycle manufacturers considering social media an actual media outlet, and Kawasaki is nowhere to be found. So it's just like, come on, guys. Jesus.
Dude, I tried to sweet talk the Kawasaki guy at one of their demo days on your behalf, and they were just like, oh, he could just go to the local dealer. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah, so that disconnect. It's just like, okay, cool, you don't get it. Awesome. We'll continue.
But maybe you can talk to Mountain Motorsports. I'm just saying.
I mean, I can ride these things all day. That's not the problem. But it's like how much I can only give so much value in how long my first ride? Like 28 minutes or whatever. Like I can talk constantly for 28 minutes and I can only tell you guys so much. Like if to really dig into a bike and like put it in different scenarios, you got to do a loaner bike. Like it's the only way to do it. Anyway, that's my rant. That's my
Let's
TED
go
talk.
to this next feature before Pat freaks out about it. So it has a walk mode with reverse.
That's cool.
So this is where, because it is a heavy bike, they probably considered that too, which is great. So putting it in a parking place, in and out of the garage. Yes, control all owned. You get something. I don't know what it is, but what do we got? Got small bore, got something. Control all owned.
Ghost needs to start making a list of all the people that win things in this stream.
Just message me on Discord. We'll figure out something. I'm sure I got a pen and a notepad or something. So yeah, this walk mode, just you can walk it in and out of the bike, out of the garage, and it's going to be like 2 to 3 miles per hour walking speed, and then it also has a reverse. So if you actually roll the throttle backwards, it says past the 0 point, like the other direction, it'll roll backwards. I think at like half the speed it does forward. Just
interesting.
Back it in.
So it basically just like crazy cuts throttle. It barely makes it go anywhere, but it's just at a very walkable pace. That's really
and
neat.
and that's like it's only using the electric motor, obviously.
Right, so you don't have to crank it up or anything. No,
Yeah.
that's a good move. I like you said, I love the idea of they know it's a heavy bike, which inherently is going to make it a pain in the ass to move around under its own weight. But you take advantage of the technology that's literally powering the thing and make it less of a strain. Like we have to move the bikes in the shop so much or in the garage just to like film videos and stuff. Having this would be so nice sometimes, especially because my driveway is like angled, and when a bike gets on the driveway and you pull it all the way down, especially like that Ibex, dude, to push the Ibex up my driveway, I have to lean fully into the motorcycle, and then it's a sketchy situation when you're pushing this really big bike up. It's got all these bags, all this weight. If your weight goes, if you don't have that thing balanced, it can topple really easily. It hadn't done that yet, but like I can foresee that easily happening. Yeah. But with a situation like this, that'd be awesome. Like put it in walk mode and just like let it kind of just walk the thing up. That'd be sick.
Goldwing has a reverse mode, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Is there something else?
Goldwing has reverse. I think the Harley Tri-Glides all have reverse. Which is like their 3-wheeled big old beasties, and I think the big Indian, the Challenger, I think has a reverse.
That's
fancy.
Cool. That's one of those things that I think if you had it and you use it a couple times, you're like, oh, I can't live without this.
Yeah. My dad tried it once on a Goldwing, and he's been crying about it on his Harley, not having it ever since. And I'm like, yeah, well, buy a Honda.
Nice.
All right. Finally, let's go to transmission.
All right. So this is what they call an automated manual transmission. So for all those really tall, short people. So I think this is probably needed just because of the interaction between the internal combustion engine and the electric motor. But basically, it's electronically controlled, which means it's not clutch lever controlled. So it's not cable or hydraulic. It's just internally electric. So there is no clutch lever, but you do have the up and down paddle shifters like you do on Honda's DCTs. But it can also do basically automatic as well. With this, it has what they call the automatic launch position finder, which basically means when you stop, it just automatically goes to first gear.
Oh, okay.
So
bro, I could use that. I could use that all the time. There's so many times like if I have to stop quickly and if there's like a hazard in the road and my brain is like, focus on stopping, don't hit the thing. I'll find myself in like fourth gear at a red light.
Been there.
Then if you have the wrong bike, you're sitting there rolling it back and forward to get the gearing it lined up so you can actually shift down. And you're over here like you see the light turning yellow and you're like shit. You're like trying to shift it.
You're choking that thing, lugging along. Like, okay, hold on.
Yeah, and then you don't make it, and then you're like in third gear, like letting your clutch out as slow as you possibly can, and just revving the shit out of the bike to hope it
You know that if you like just ease out your clutch to the beginning of the friction point, and you can just pop it back down, right?
You would think that, yes, you would.
Listen, when you have the stress of people behind you in Atlanta honking at you,
it's a whole different world. Logically, you could just do this. Yes, I do. But when stress overcomes you and you don't want to get run over,
I mean, I get that, but that's literally what I do. Is I just little bit of clutch out.
We're not all as good as you, Pat. We're not all that.
Well, level. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to learn you some new things.
No, but that legitimately is a great tip of like if you find yourself in a higher gear, how do you
if you're on a hill and you can't roll forward because you're being traffic or roll back because you're trying to back up a hill. Yeah. Just ease the clutch up to the beginning of the friction zone, and then it'll mesh everything together, and you can go down in the gears.
I mean, Kawasaki's always been good with their transmissions. They still have one of the unique things is the positive neutral finder.
Yeah.
I love that thing. So, all right. So Chase, you're coming to a stop and you know that this red light, you're going to sit for a minute. So you want to pop the thing into neutral, right?
Always do. Absolutely.
Okay.
Even though I get told I shouldn't.
I know you're supposed to cover the brake and left foot down, right foot on the rear brake. So you can be ready to get, whatever.
Yeah. Never be in neutral. It's like, okay,
we're
cool.
Being in neutral.
Never riding.
So you go stop at this light and you're in first and go, okay, let me find neutral. Oh, second, crap. First, crap. Second, crap. You do that whole thing and you're like, neutral. Oh, it's green. Crap. Let's go. Yeah. So with Kawasaki, when you come to a stop, and you're in first gear, you can lift up as hard as you want to on that shift lever. It will not go to second. It goes to neutral.
Yeah, if you're totally stopped and I think you have to have one of the brakes all the way in. Like you've got to.
Bro, yes.
And I think back in the day, Harley used to do it, and somebody else, but like Kawasaki is the only current company that does that. Like, and they're doing it on like all their bikes.
So as a guy that has that on his bike, does that screw you up every time you ride a different bike and you get on a stop sign?
Sometimes, because I'm used to like, I can just
you're used to just being like pop. You don't give a shit.
Yeah, and
you come back to the peasant world and you have to be over here like.
No, but realistically, I don't think I just hammer it up. I think I've just always been used to like just kind of giving it a gentle nudge. But even still, I can't accidentally shift into second so long as I've come to a complete stop.
That's fascinating. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, and what it is, I think, is in the transmission, the shifter, there's some ball bearings that once you get up to speed, or once there's any type of speed, the centrifugal force like flings them out and allows it to shift up.
Oh,
but when you're sitting still, they just kind of bloop and only lock it into like first and neutral.
That's some smart people making some cool stuff.
it's a simple thing, but it's like, that's just so nice when you were like, I can sit in neutral for a while at this light. So
it's one of those things that you don't realize how cool of a thing it is, and probably saying it, you don't think about it, especially if you haven't spent a lot of time riding.
Yeah.
But for those of us that have spent a lot of time riding and have had to juggle back and forth between first, neutral, and second, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
shout out to Revzilla for giving me Cycle Gear for giving me an airbags saves campaign ad.
Yep, I got the same one.
We love that.
I got the same
we
one.
love that. We want more people riding.
Let me see what this ad is. Blue Chewed. What else do we want to talk about?
All right, so now
if only you knew somebody who had a Kawasaki that you could test that out on.
I wish I did.
Freaking A, man. All right, so what else do we want to talk about on this thing?
We are now onto that light and nimble handling, supposedly.
I mean, that's just kind of just marketing bullcrap right there. Futuristic design, blah, blah,
I mean, looking at that, all the weight is super low.
Yeah, which is
look how the battery's like kind of the weight of this bike is going to be fascinating because there is going to be a lot of weight right under your ass, which is not normal. Normal, the weight is like down there with the engine, but that battery being so far back, I think that would feel strange. And also because you're going to have the gas tank as well. Like this is going to be, the weight is going to be super interesting to see on this bike. I would love to ride this and try that out. That angle though is really interesting. This showing the trellis frame and everything. I don't see motorcycles like that a lot, but that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it does look like it'd be a good thing that it's a lower center of gravity too.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's going to make it not feel as heavy.
Comfortable performance, we don't care. Wheels and brakes, ABS, cool. Dual disc. I mean, that's one thing weird. Kawasaki, they're offering bikes with no ABS. Like, just can people just have ABS? That'd be great. Like, why offer no ABS? But whatever.
If it's $100 difference, just offer it with ABS. Don't offer it non-ABS. Give everybody it's $100.
Yeah.
When you're talking about 8, 10, 12 grand, it does not fucking matter.
Right. Look, it has a seat. Okay, cool.
Well, the hybrid is coming with ABS, but like the lower ninjas, it's still an option.
Fierce image. How does everybody agree that this is a fierce image? I'm just wondering. I think it's a good looking bike. I saw a ZX6R the other day at this bike at this the fucking mountain thing on Sunday. Bro, that bike looks so good. I think
that was the 40th anniversary.
Yeah, the blue and the green on there.
Blue, white, green. Yeah.
I was like, I took a photo and I put it on Instagram. I was like, bro, since when? Since when do these bikes look like this? God.
This year because of the 40th. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Fuck you.
I mean, I'm just saying. It's just what it is.
Technicality, yeah, no. No, the styling, though, looks great. In person, it looks even better, though.
Yeah, I like the lines of Kawasaki's bikes. Clearly,
Yeah,
but
no shit.
a little,
We got another app integration.
yeah. I mean, they have their Rideology app. I mean, I've got that on mine. I don't really use it, but you can track your timing,
Right.
look at your service intervals, things like that. So,
Little stuff like that's cool. That's where I feel like apps need to stop. Like, give us cool little stuff like that, but don't make it this thing that I'm like using it while I ride. Like, I feel like the best use of a motorcycle app, if you're gonna have all the connected shit, is gonna be let the app be something that you check while not on the motorcycle. Like, if you're randomly thinking like, oh wait, how many miles am I at, and when should I be expecting to do service? Let me check my app. Maybe what's my fuel legs? I know I'm going to go ride tomorrow. Let me check my app. Like little stuff like that, I feel like is cool.
yeah.
But
Look at the
these
car. A lot of the
motorcycles,
car apps are like that. They need to just look at. I mean, Honda's fucking car app is like that, but their
yeah,
motorcycle
but
app
like
is kind of janky.
so many of these dang apps that you have to connect to the bike, and then the connection process is a nightmare. And then some of the apps you're having to download GPS to make mapping work on the bike. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm not doing
dude,
that.
no. I'm not. Nobody's gonna do that. They're gonna get a quad lock. Shout out sponsor. Then they're gonna put the phone on the bike, and they're just gonna do it. Like you're adding so many unnecessary steps.
And
it's
they're
silly.
going to get the turn-by-turn directions into their helmet through their Cardo. Shout out Cardo.
Also sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. We have a gallery. We can watch it ride. Oh no, music. Stop.
We don't
Okay.
hear it.
Stop the music.
So
There we go.
while you're running that, yeah, and again, it just says the world's first strong hybrid motorcycle. That strong hybrid means you don't have to charge the battery. Is
Gotcha.
what that terminology means.
I
Yeah,
feel like
it's-
that terminology is not good. Like that strong hybrid,
Yeah.
like everybody's gonna think, oh man, there's been ones before, but they've been weak. Like
And they have been. That was weak. So while that's running, the cost of this MSRP is $12,499.
oh my
So
lord.
yeah, it's up there.
So
If you
what's a
think
650 cost? What's a Ninja 650 cost?
Ninja
Like, let's look
650
that up.
is mid 8. You can leave that running. I can go look at that real quick.
Oh my goodness, mid 8?
I think for Ninja 650 is $8,299.
So you want somebody to pay over 50% more for a hybrid bike that only when you hit boost is it going to be as powerful as a 650. I mean, that's
Now how much? And now we know it's going to be more anyway because this is an emerging technology in the
thing.
motorcycle
Yeah.
space,
There is
and
that.
there's
That's a fair
always going to
point.
be you have to kind of pay back the R&D on it.
Right. Yeah, of course. But
So
it
does that
has to be. I agree with everything you said, but it still has to be like a manageable price that makes sense. And I don't know if that is low enough to get
Or-
people like.
Yeah. Or is this not necessarily geared at new or even barely experienced riders? This is for somebody who they're financially fine and want something that's kind of going to be a unique piece.
Well, so
because-
when we were talking earlier about the whole e-boost button, and I was talking about it's not going to be the first set of people that buy this bike that make the fun vertical videos that we're all going to want to watch, because the people that are going to buy this are not the younger people. It's going to be somebody that wants something unique that not a lot of people have and or yet. Like it's brand new. They have the money to buy it outright right now. And it's like, oh yeah, I've got the new E thing, the new hybrid or whatever. It's not going to be until this thing is at a manageable price before regular people will buy them, I don't think.
Right.
I don't think so,
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, but it's also kind of, I think with some of the features, it's still more of a practical bike than a super performance bike.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Which
You
it
know,
kind of has like that should be what a hybrid is. It's
yeah,
let's be
it's
more.
e-boost is that little bit of hoo-hoo, or it's a let me get out of a dangerous situation because I ride in Atlanta because that happens. Yeah, so this may not be geared to entry level. It's more for seasoned riders who want something that's a little unique, something different, something practical.
I definitely think the first at least 2 rounds of this bike will probably be those people.
Yeah.
While they establish the technology and refine it into what it will eventually be.
Uh-huh. Well, and again,
but
this is year one. There's going to be lessons learned. There's going to be ways to
Yep.
build this, manufacture it, and then over time, those costs will come down. You'll have other people entering to that. The other big four, or who knows, maybe just KTM out of nowhere is being like, "Oh, we've had this hybrid we've been working on for the last 5 years," and
it would be
or whoever.
interesting. I mean, I feel like it takes one company to like put it out, people buy it, and like everybody else kind of like sits back and be like, "Hey, let's see how this plays out."
And
then
Kawasaki's going to be the one to do that because they're like,
exactly, and then
let's see if we can
exactly, and then everybody else is going to be like, "Oh, people are responding to that. Okay, yeah, we'll do something." I feel like that'll probably be how it is. It's kind of like the CF Moto thing, like everybody's kind of complacent and whatever. CF Moto comes in and offers a lot of value for not a lot of money, and then everybody else is like, "Oh, we need to start like figuring shit out." You know what I mean?
Competition, man.
Exactly. So it's going to be the same thing. You have a company that starts it out and figures it out, then all the companies will copy it and make their version of that.
Yeah. Regardless of what you think about electrics or hybrids or whatever, I'm just saying this technology, this groundbreaking, trailblazing, whatever, is awesome. The innovation,
100%.
I can't wait to see where it goes in 5-10 years.
Yeah, I think my favorite thing is they are showing that they realize that they need to make it exciting, and how can they do that with the gas powered people? So like they don't have to add the boost thing. There's no like requirement to add that, but I think they realize that if they can take advantage of the system that they've created and add in fun little features that nothing else has, like no other bike has e-boost or boost at all, you know what I mean? I mean, an R6 does if you just like chill on it at 9,000 and then gun it, but like most other bikes aren't going to feel like that. So it's kind of cool that they are obviously realizing that and playing into what could be a very unique strength for that model.
Absolutely. I'm just excited to see where it goes, man. But I'm not running out to buy one right now, but I'm very.
I want to get in contact with Mountain and whichever Mountain has one and see if we can borrow one for a day, because I'd love to do a first ride on that and get a feel for like how the weight is distributed and like the e-boost thing, obviously the walking mode, just all that kind of stuff. It would be really interesting because it would be so much different than every other first ride,
Absolutely. I'm looking up which dealership you need to call.
And by me, you mean Pat.
Conyers.
Gross.
Conyers?
I'm closer. I'll go pick it up for you.
Conyers is the one that has the hybrid?
Yeah. And then the one in Greenville, Tennessee has one.
Why would... Anyway, never mind.
Yeah.
We won't be doing a hybrid for a while. Conyers is so far out there.
Hey, while you got your screen up, you know what time it is?
Mm-hmm.
What time is it?
Oh, shit. Yeah. I know what time it is. Hell yeah, I know what time it is.
What time is it?
It is time for... favorite time of the week. Finally time.
Man's going yelling into his microphone.
Great. Ghost tip of the week. This is sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels over on Instagram, of course. Speaking of tips...
Ghost tip of the week, sponsored by Ghost on Two Wheels over on Instagram. If you're ever feeling down, just remember that you're closer to being a billionaire than most billionaires are to being you. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Okay, I need to read it one more time.
The math.
If you're ever feeling down, just remember that you're closer to being a billionaire than most billionaires are to being you. Would that not be the exact same?
No. Because
Hold on, how?
Let's say you have no money.
Okay.
How much money is it going to take
Hyper
to get you?
accurate.
Yeah, you're a YouTuber. You got nothing.
Yeah.
If you had no money, how much money will it take for you to be a billionaire?
$1 billion.
There you go. How much money do most billionaires have typically? You hear about?
Oh, more than $1 billion.
So yeah, you're closer to being a billionaire than they are to being you.
That's fair. Okay.
So see,
You know, it took a little bit, but we got there.
everything in life is about perspective, yo.
I would like to remind everyone that I started this live stream letting everybody know I was a broken man. And this is that. So my brain might be a little broken today too. So,
I'm just broke.
So now we know.
No, you haven't bought a new house yet.
Yeah, but that's house money. That's not real money.
Oh well, that's fair. Or you could
We
just
could
stay
do a
where you
whole
are
show.
and be rich.
We could do a whole show on what is money really, like, because I think it's all fake.
It's a construct, like time.
It's a mentality.
We should start our own cryptocurrency. Smart bucks.
Smart bucks.
No. Oh no, we already missed the what's that shit called? NFTs. We already missed the NFT train.
Yeah, so those of you who won something today for random actions, which I think we still have another
Smart
random
NFT.
action or two that you could complete before we go off the air, you're going to get 3 smart bucks.
No, they get a coupon that they can redeem for Smart Bucks whenever we launch the product.
Redeemable only at SmartCon.
Oh, there you go.
Shannon, Smart Bucks, the only payment accepted by Smart Assurance.
I mean, we could start
Guys,
a thing.
you're
here.
only available
There's a
to get-
conglomerate working in the background right here.
Oh,
You can
By
only
the-
buy Smart Assurance if you ride Smart and have a Smart helmet.
this year at SmartCon, we're also doing a new game, kind of related to this, but what we're going to do is we're going to give out Goonie points. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
just as he said.
Oh, yeah.
As he said, a Goonie coin. So,
Okay.
Goonie points, like, because the first SmartCon, we had to wait on Andy a few times. Like, we're ready to roll out and ride, and he's like, hang on, I got to get my gloves on.
Right.
As he's finishing his last drag on the cigarette. So we're like, 10 Goonie points to you. So we're going to be giving out Goonie points to all the attendees this year.
That's
Maybe in a
awesome. So you
quote
just have like a
prize.
bag full of Goonie coins.
Yeah.
You have to start handing them out. That's awesome.
And somebody will get the golden Goonie.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, that's probably the best way to end the show.
On that note,
Oh gosh. Schedule wise, everybody, no show next week.
Mhm.
I think you guys have some things going on.
I will be out of town.
We will come back on June 27th, 2 weeks from today. I think we'll just have a free for all show, maybe an Ask Us Anything type of thing.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be fun.
And also we can have a day before my birthday celebration.
Yeah.
So, and then of course the week after that is July 4th. We won't have anything, and then we'll come back July 11th. I believe. Is the
Hell
calendar.
yeah,
So,
fam. Hell yeah.
just so that we can still be a little regular, but also take care of what we need to.
That sounds like a poop joke.
A little bit. There it is.
I queued us up for the end. I'm awesome.
All right, gang. Anything else before we depart?
Ride safe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Where's the outro button?